Prologue: The birth of Dominion. The universe was once chaos. A patchwork of warring species, lawless voids, and the ruins of civilizations that burned too bright and faded too soon. But then came the Galactic Empire, born from the ashes of 1,000 conflicts. The Empire was not merely a government, it was an idea. A force of order, strength, and dominion that would shape the destiny of the cosmos. From the moment the first Imperial warships darkened alien skies, the universe knew that change had come. Some called it tyranny. Others, salvation, but history is written by the victors. And the Galactic Empire was nothing if not victorious. The first conquests. The Empire's origins lay in the cradle of old Earth, where humanity had finally united under a single banner after centuries of division. Earth's dominion over its neighboring star systems was swift, but it was the discovery of the Darkstream engine, a revolutionary FTL drive, that catapulted humanity into the galactic stage. The first war was with the VA Kree Dominion, a warrior race that had ruled the Orion expanse for millennia. The VA Kree underestimated humanity. Their fleets, built for slow and brutal sieges, were no match for the rapid, strategic warfare of the Empire. Within a decade, the Orion expanse fell, and the VA Kree were forced to kneel. This was the first great lesson the Empire taught the universe: strength is the only law that matters. The chains of order. With conquest came governance. The Empire's greatest challenge was not war, but control. How does one shape a universe so vast, so diverse, and so unwilling? The answer: the bureaucracy of dominion. The Empire established a vast network of regional governors, artificial intelligence administrators, and the feared legates of compliance, whose sole duty was to ensure obedience, through diplomacy when possible, and force when necessary. Rebellions flared across occupied worlds, but they were crushed swiftly. The ashing of Taris was the most infamous, an entire planet reduced to molten rock as a warning to others. The Empire did not tolerate defiance, but it was not all fire and blood. The Empire also brought structure, trade routes, interstellar law, technological advancement. For the first time, the universe operated under a single system, the architect's vision. Emperor Valkyrian the Unyielding was the architect of the Empire's golden age. Under his rule, the imperial core became a beacon of civilization, with towering cities that reached beyond the clouds. His grandest vision was the Celestial Spine, an artificial superstructure spanning entire star systems, linking the heart of the Empire with its furthest colonies. It was a symbol of unity, a testament to the Empire's power. Yet even as Valkyrian shaped the stars, he knew the greatest threat was not from without, but from within. The Shadow War. The Imperial Senate, once a governing body, had grown corrupt. Ambition, greed, and whispers of rebellion spread through the political elite. The Emperor's answer: the Inquisition of Shadows, a secretive branch of the Empire tasked with rooting out treason. Thousands of senators, admirals, and planetary rulers vanished overnight. Some believed the Emperor had become a tyrant. Others saw it as necessary. But in the darkness, a new force was rising: the Eclipse Rebellion. A coalition of dissidents, exiled warlords, and rogue AI. They sought to undo the Empire's dominion. The war that followed would decide the fate of the universe. The Empire's reckoning. The Eclipse War raged for 50 years. The rebels struck from the shadows, assassinating imperial leaders, sabotaging shipyards, and inciting uprisings on a galactic scale. The Empire fought back with unmatched brutality. Entire star systems were blockaded, cities razed, and millions conscripted into the imperial legions. But the war took its toll. The once glorious Celestial Spine fell into disrepair. The imperial treasury ran dry. And in the heart of the Empire, whispers of discontent spread. The universe had been shaped by the Empire. Now, it threatened to break free from its grasp. The Emperor's last stand. In the ruined world of Valkyrian Prime, the final battle was fought. The Emperor himself led the last charge, clad in ancient battle armor, his void blade in hand. The rebels overwhelmed the imperial forces, but not without cost. The Emperor fell, but with his dying breath, he activated the Sovereign Protocol, a failsafe that ensured the Empire's legacy would never truly fade. As the rebels celebrated victory, they failed to realize the truth: the Empire had already shaped the universe. Its systems, its laws, its very way of thinking had become an inescapable part of reality. Even in its fall, the Empire endured. Epilogue: the eternal legacy. Centuries passed. New empires rose, and the universe changed. But the Galactic Empire was never truly gone. Its influence remained in every colony, every trade route, every ruler who dreamed of dominion. For better or worse, the Empire had shaped the universe, and some whispered that, in the shadows, its remnant still waited for the day the Empire would rise again, the Empire that forged the stars. Prologue. The Iron Crown of the Cosmos. The Galactic Empire did not merely conquer the stars, it shaped them. Before its rise, the universe was a lawless frontier of warring species, petty kingdoms, and fractured alliances. Civilization flickered like dying embers, each world isolated, each species clinging to its own survival. But then came the Empire, and with it, order. It did not beg for dominion. It demanded it. At the height of its reign, the Empire commanded 100,000 worlds, its fleet stretching from the core to the rim. It dictated the tides of progress, deciding which species would rise and which would be left in the dust. Where it set foot, history was rewritten. Where it planted its banner, civilization was born anew. This is the story of how the Galactic Empire shaped the universe, not through words, but through fire and steel. Chapter 1. The ashes of the old order. Before the Empire, the universe was fragmented. The great powers of the time, the Zalari Dominion, the Onker Hegemony, and the Kvash Unity, squabbled over resources, their fleets locked in endless skirmishes. Trade routes were dangerous, technology stagnated, and entire species lived in fear of being exterminated in the next great war. Then came humanity. Unlike the older civilizations, which had spent centuries in slow expansion, humanity advanced with terrifying speed. They burned through their own solar system in a matter of centuries, then reached for the stars, devouring every challenge before them. Their rise was not peaceful, it was conquest. The Battle of Proxima Prime was the first sign of humanity's intent. The Kvash, an ancient race that had once ruled vast swaths of space, sought to halt the Terran advance. They sent an armada of dreadnoughts, expecting humanity to bow. Instead, Earth's forces shattered them in a single decisive strike, using tactics the Kvash could not comprehend: suicidal speed, overwhelming force, and a sheer refusal to lose. The galaxy watched in horror. Then they watched in awe. When the embers cooled, the Terrans did not retreat. They absorbed the shattered Kvash territories, integrating their technology, their industries, their very identity into the growing machine of the Empire. And that was only the beginning. Chapter 2. The Pillars of Dominion. The Galactic Empire did not simply conquer, it rebuilt. Where it crushed old regimes, it left behind something stronger. Point 1. The unyielding law. The Empire established a single, universal legal code, one that was ruthless yet fair. Corruption was eradicated, piracy was obliterated, and entire species found themselves under a banner that promised order over chaos. For the first time in history, the galaxy was truly governed. Point 2. The Imperial fleet. No empire could hold the stars without warships. The Imperial Armada became the largest, most advanced naval force in existence. It enforced the Empire's will with unwavering discipline, crushing rebellions before they could take root. Every world knew that defiance meant annihilation. Point 3. The gateways. The greatest innovation of the Empire was the gate network, massive structures capable of linking distant worlds in an instant. Commerce flourished, economies thrived, and the galaxy became interconnected in ways never before imagined. With these gates, the Empire made space small, ensuring its rule was not bound by distance. Through these pillars, the Galactic Empire reshaped the very fabric of civilization. It was no longer a scattered collection of planets, it was a singular, unbreakable entity. Chapter 3. The War that Made the Future. No empire rises without opposition. There were those who resisted the new order, the remnants of the old civilizations, insurgent forces who dreamed of independence. The greatest of these threats was the Coalition of Free Worlds, a desperate alliance of species determined to break the Empire's grip. The war that followed was not a mere conflict, it was the defining struggle of the era. For a decade, the galaxy burned. The Coalition fought with everything it had, using guerrilla tactics, sabotage, and scorched earth strategies. At first, it seemed they might succeed. Empire forces found themselves spread thin, their resources strained. Then the Emperor unleashed the final doctrine. It was not simply a battle plan, it was a statement: worlds that harbored rebels were erased. Fleets that defied the Empire were shattered. Cities that refused the imperial banner were turned to dust. The war ended not with a treaty, but with submission. The galaxy understood, at last, that the Empire was not just another ruling power. It was a force of nature. Chapter 4, The Legacy of the Empire in the Aftermath.